Happy Mask Monday. You know, I always think when you come upon these pictures unexpectedly, they're kind of terrifying. We all look really scary in these things. I don't have anything specific to do. I don't have any would you rathers, any trivia. I got nothing. So we're just going to chit chat. Let's see how long this thing is, because hopefully it's not real long, because I got nothing. 10 to 20 minutes, so it's kind of up to me how long it is. So I got this one from Sherry from Beauty Inside and Out. It's a vitamin C brightening and glow face mask, and it's got free of and then a whole bunch of junk it doesn't have in it that's bad for you. So it's, the brand is Rael. So this is my last one, except this banana one, which I'm probably going to give to one of you guys because I hate the smell of bananas, till I get my ones that I did a subscription on, and I still haven't got them, so I don't know when I'm getting those, but hopefully by next week, because I keep saying that and it's next week. I still haven't got them. The first time probably takes longer than, you know, subsequent times. So what shall we talk about? Oh, I got a phone call. I'm afraid to hang up on it, but because every time I hang up on it, it cuts you guys out, and I gotta start over again and splice you together. My hair's up in a bun. I put it up last night when it was wet, and I have so much hair that this little part here is still soaking wet. That was like that when I was young too, and I had long, you know, back in the 60s, you had the long straight hair down to here, and if I'd put it up in like a ponytail or whatever, it would be just still wet right where it was hooked together. I didn't wear it up very much because it was so heavy it gave me a headache putting it up, because my hair's, I got a lot of it, it's really thick and heavy, and with it down to my waist, I bet that stuff weighed 5 pounds. And I was lucky. I pretty much had straight hair, and that was the thing back. You know, a lot of girls had to iron their hair to get it. You put it on the ironing board, and put it like a thin towel over it, and you just to get it straight, because we didn't have the kind of straighteners back in those days. I was just thinking of some of the things we didn't have back in those. Well, a lot of things, but like specifically when I lived in Japan. I don't know if y'all know that, but I lived in Japan for 4 years. My marriage basically started there. My first son was born there. We lived in off-base housing. And first we lived in a Japanese style apartment with the tatami mats, which are these woven rice mats, and a futon on the floor. It was like this thick, about that thick foam mattress that folded into thirds. You'd fold it up and put it away. Then you'd pull it out and sleep on it. And it was just this itty bitty apartment. It had, you know, you slept in the living room basically, and it had this little oven, not very big at all, that it was just hot. That was it. There was no like 250 degrees, 400 degrees, anything like that. It just was, this is the temperature it is, it's hot. So I was one of the few married women there. It was mostly single guys, so like Christmas time or whatever, I'd make a bunch of cookies, and it was really a chore because it was small, so you couldn't make very many at a time. And you had to sit there and really watch them till you got it down how long you needed and that, because you didn't know what temperature it was. It just was hot. Then the bathroom was really interesting. The Japanese toilets, they don't sit on them. They kind of squat over them. So the bowl part's in the floor. So there's nothing to sit on. And they have, it was kind of cool actually. I had this, it was like probably 3 foot by 3 foot cube that was the tub, and they don't believe in getting in the tub dirty like we do. There was a hole in the floor of the bathroom, and you would scoop out water and pour it on you and clean yourself, and then scoop out water and rinse off, and then you'd sit in the tub to just soak. And it was like a hot tub kind of, but of course you couldn't stretch out or anything because it was 3 by 3 by 3. but it had this little flame that was underneath it that you could just leave on and it would stay hot forever. So it was really great. You could just sit in that thing and it would stay hot. Like, it would never cool down like a bathtub does. And those toilets were a challenge when you're pregnant. I was, out in public when you're pregnant. You don't have American style toilets very often. They're the Japanese style toilets. And when you're, 9 months pregnant and you're trying to get back up from squatting down, you're like pushing yourselves on the side of the stall trying to get back up. And most of the public bathrooms were unisex, probably still are. And so you might walk in and there'd be some guy standing at the urinal and you go in try not to look and go in the, at least they had doors on the stalls. And when they had the World's Fair down in southern Japan while we were there, so we went down to the World's Fair. It was in Osaka, I think. No, maybe, I don't remember where it was. I think it might have been Osaka, but anyway, we went down to the World's Fair. Because it was a World's Fair, they had some American style toilets and the Japanese style toilets, and it was really funny because there was like a big line waiting for the Japanese style ones, and not very much of a line for the American ones. So of course I got in the line to go to the American ones, and the line in front of me was this little old Japanese lady, still wore the kimono, not Americanized clothes or whatever. She wore the traditional kimono, and she was probably in her 80s. And I went in the stall behind her, and there were footprints on the seat. So she had climbed up there to not sit on it, and I thought it was so funny. I just laughed. I could just imagine that little old lady hiking herself up on that toilet. We love being in Japan. I would love to go back, but it's so expensive, just really expensive. But had this great train system to take you anywhere, and I still have the map. I kept it of, where the different stops were. So, because I knew where I wanted to go, I could count the stops. I couldn't read the kanji, the Japanese words, but this map I had the kanji and it in English, so I knew how to get around on the train system into Tokyo or Yokohama or whatever. And they had this NCO Wives Club, which means non-commissioned officers. In other words, it wasn't the officers, it was all the other guys, the sergeants and the airmen and stuff, because it was an Air Force base. My husband was in the Air Force during the Vietnam years. So anyway, they had this NCO Wives Club, and they would do different things, have luncheons or whatever, but they'd also do these, like we went on this bus tour. We went up to this factory where they make china and just different interesting things like that. I made this nativity scene, out of clay, pottery. It was a pottery class, I guess, and I made this nativity scene. I kept it for many, many years, moved it around with me. It was like a stable, and then it had it built into the stable was a manger, but then there was like a little separate baby Jesus and Mary and Joseph and the camels, and I painted all of those, and glazed them and fired them, that's the word. I got my R and my I backwards. Fired them, and then painted them and put glaze on and fired them again and all that kind of stuff. And over the years, like a camel would break here or a wise man would break there, over the years moving around, because I moved around a lot. Finally, when I lost baby Jesus, it was time for it to go. You can't have a nativity with no baby Jesus. So I got rid of that. We have a lot of nativities. Both my daughter-in-laws collect them, actually. So we have a lot of different nativities from like different countries and things where they travel to, or, my daughter-in-law that lives here, she's gone on lots of mission trips with the high school. She used to teach at some Christian high school. So they have mission trips out of the country every year, except this last year they went to Louisiana because, you know, COVID and all that. You can't really travel out of the country very easy. What else should we talk about? I don't know how I got off on the whole Japanese thing, but found something to talk about. I have, at the end of this video, I had a secret giveaway. It was, what video was at the end? Oh, it was my Heaven Panties video. At the end, I did the secret giveaway for this complete Boxy Charm box. And I'm going to put the winner at the end. And since I'm going out of town, I really need your address by Wednesday because I'm leaving Thursday and I'd like to get it out to you if possible. So the sooner I get your address, the better. A lot of you, I have your addresses already. I've sent you things or you've won things or whatever. But if I don't have your address, we'll see who, depending on who the winner is. But if I already have your address, I can just get it out to you in the mail. My bedroom is like a complete nightmare because I've got stuff piled here and there that because you know, when you go on a crafting retreat, you're not just taking your clothes, you're taking all your craft junk. So I've got piles here and there, and so I'm going to do different things. So I've got different crafts. I'm going to try and make another, I don't know what to do with them. I've got to figure out where to give them away. Those chemo hats that I made last time, I want to make another one or two of those. And I heard about, and I'm going to try different materials. I heard about, you know, like the bath scrubby, like the scratchy thing you wash with. I seen a video where you can crochet those, and you can do it either out of cotton, or I found this other material that's more nylon-y that might be more close to the scratchy, because I'm afraid that cotton's going to take forever to dry. You know, because it's so absorbent, it's just going to soak up all the water. And the stuff you normally use, the meshy stuff, the water, you know, comes right off. But the cotton one, I'm not sure that's going to work real well, but we'll see. So I bought some stuff to make those two with. I'll show you the results when I get back or at the retreat or something. So I'm going to do those. I'm going to maybe depends, my hands get tired. I've got arthritis like right here in both hands. So I can only crochet so long and I get tired. You know, my hands start really aching. So I don't know if I'll be able to make a couple scrubbies and a couple hats. That may be too much for my poor little hands. I don't drive that far, so a friend's picking me up. I haven't seen her in forever. She's going on this retreat too, and she works nearby where I live. So she's going to pick me up on her way, you know, to the retreat from work, because she works at a church right next to my grandkids' school, so she lives nearby. So it'll be fun catching up with her because it's about an hour drive. I mean, I'm mainly going on this retreat not to craft so much as to catch up with all my friends, because I started this retreat myself, like when they very first opened up, like I think it's been 12 years ago now, 13, no, more than that, because my grandson was a baby, so 14 years ago maybe. And I was a Stampin' Up demonstrator. Stampin' Up's a crafting thing where they have a catalog and you can have parties and, you know, kind of like Tupperware parties or whatever, only they sell like paper and ink that matches each other and stamps and all that paper crafting type stuff. So I was a demonstrator and I held classes and taught and sold that stuff for a long time, 10 years, but it got so, you know, people didn't have the money, and I was you had to have at least $100 a month in sales, and I was ending up having to buy it all myself to stay active, and I just like, it's not worth it, so I finally quit. But initially, my customers and I went on this retreat, and I was the one that ran the retreat for those 10 years. And then when I quit being a demonstrator, I kind of got burned out on being the one to run the retreat, because it's like herding cats, getting the people to give you your money and commit to whether or not they're going and all that. So another lady took it over, and so she's been doing it for the last 3 or 4 years maybe. And I started going about that time, about 4 years ago. I started going to this same place with my granddaughter, her mother, and her other grandmother. The four of us would go. So I quit going with this group of ladies because I couldn't afford both, didn't really have enough to do for both, you know, so I just quit doing it. This time I decided I was going to go to both because I don't ever see these ladies anymore. I mean, once in a while here and there I'll see them, but you know, this way I'll be able to, it's like Thursday afternoon through Sunday afternoon. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and part of Sunday. So it's basically 3 to 3.5 days. So I'll have plenty of time to catch up with everybody and do a little bit of crafting. And then of course I'm going to do cards. I also bought this kit for watercoloring where, I mean, I've been doing watercolor little cards, but I bought this kit. It's called Let's Make Art or something like that. You can buy these kits where you make these pictures and it kind of teaches you how to do shading or this or that, because I've got videos. So I bought a kit to try that, so that would be fun. And then, you know, of course, make cards. That's my main outlet for creativity, is making cards. So that's what I'm going to do this 4-day weekend that I'm going on. So I won't be around to chit-chat with you guys very much. I might make a short video. I mean, most people don't want to be in the video, so I kind of have to, like, if I want to show you the craft room or whatever, I have to do it early in the morning before everybody else is up. Because I usually wake up pretty early, and most of these craft retreats, people will stay up till 3 and 4 in the morning crafting, and it's like, not me, I'm going to bed if I can get sleep. I have trouble sleeping in strange beds. Plus, is, you know, this room I'm usually in, there's usually, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 6 beds. So you're bound to, out of 6, you're bound to have somebody that's a snorer or has a CPAP machine or something that's noisy. So that makes it even harder to sleep. They do have earplugs, so that helps a little. They have this little jar of earplugs on the counter in the bathroom. They have yummy food. I usually gain about 5 pounds while I'm there. Part of it's 5 to 10 pounds because a lot of it's, I don't salt stuff very much, and this food's a little salty, so I retain a lot of fluid, and I come home and I'm like, holy cow, I gained 10 pounds. But then I'll lose it back because, you know, it wasn't true weight, it was water weight, although they do have good food. They always have this 24-hour dessert bar, so there's always desserts laying around and ice cream, stuff like that. And, the breakfast is just, you know, like oatmeal and granola bars and fruit and stuff. It's not real heavy. It used to be like bagels and, well, they do make muffins, but I can't eat those. And they don't have the toaster out anymore because the whole COVID thing. They're not supposed to, which is weird, but... and then lunch is, you know, maybe a couple kinds of salads, like a chicken salad with croissants and a Jello salad maybe, or just different stuff like that. And then dinner can be like burgers, or like last time there was like a taco bar where you made your own taco salad. Just, yeah, it's good. Or they had a chicken dish that I didn't really care for. It was lemon. I don't like lemon on my savory stuff. I only like it on my sweet stuff. But, you know, I ate it anyway. I mean, you don't have a whole lot of choices. It's not like a menu, but they do provide good food, and it's not bad. It's for those 3 nights and all the food and the bed and, you know, place to craft and all that. It's like $260 or something like that. So it's not bad at all. Well, didn't think I'd have enough to talk about, but here we are at 20 minutes. So this was a very nice feeling mask, very goopy, feels really good. Hopefully it's, vitamin C is supposed to be really good for your skin. I don't know what it's supposed to do, but it's supposed to do something good on your skin. I know it's good for you inside. I'm terrible about remembering to take vitamin C. I'm really good about, I always take my medicine, but stuff like calcium and vitamin C, I'm not very good about taking those. Well, I don't know if any of this interested you, but I found stuff to ramble on about. It's been exactly 20 minutes. So I'm going to let you go and get on with your day. And happy Mask Monday. If you click on the hashtag Mask Monday ladies, it'll take you to, you know, not every, but somehow I don't get everybody. I think there's about, what I heard, there's about 60 women doing this now, but when I click on it, I think I only get the ones I'm subscribed to. I think that's how it works. But maybe not. I don't know. So what else is coming up? Oh, next, a week from today is our snack collab. That's coming up. I have one more Sips By box that I didn't cancel in time. So I've got one more Sips By, which is tea. I've got that coming up. First week of August, I have a Stitch Fix coming. Haven't heard from them yet. I know nowadays they send you like 10 things to kind of choose from, and I didn't get that yet. I would think I'd get it soon. What else is going on? What other boxes do I? Oh, I've got the mask box coming. Oh, and I won $50 from Jean from Jean's Junk for her 500 subscriber giveaway, and I decided to spend it on Stitch Fix. And then I saw people getting those Jeffree Star mystery boxes, and I'm too cheap to get those. A $60 one, a $100 one, and you know, on up. But I'm too cheap to get those, but they had a $25 one. I hope I get something good in it, you know, not just something, because I know he's really pricey. He's got this great looking palette that's out. It's got like a farm on it or something. That'd be great to get that, but I doubt if I will. I'll probably get like maybe little individual eyeshadows, but I always keep hearing about Jeffree Star, and I've never used any of his stuff. So I want to see what all the hype is about Jeffree Star. So I used $25 of the money from Jean to get Jeffree Star. Well, it's a little more than that because of shipping, but I'm not going to count that. And then the other 25 I'm going to use towards my Stitch Fix box. So that's what's coming up in the near. Oh, and my ice cream box is on the way too. It should get here Tuesday or Wednesday. So we've got a few little things to unbox coming up in the next couple weeks. And my crazy little mind is percolating, thinking of I have a new idea for a new collab that won't cost you anything, just to intrigue you. You don't have to buy anything at all. So, but I probably will take a month off and not, at least as far as me running it. I think there's one I'm going to be in that somebody else is running in August. But in September, I'm going to have this new idea that you can do and it won't cost you a dime. So keep that in mind. I'd love to have you all do it with me. So I'll start talking about it in August, and then it'll start in September. I don't know if I saw another group of ladies do it, but they're all like the big channels, you know, where they got thousands and thousands of subscribers. So I thought I'd steal the idea for us smaller channels. I thought if they can do it, we can do it too. So I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. That's coming up soon. We'll talk about it in August. Alrighty, I feel good. Do I look good? My hair's still wet. I'm going to take it down, and it's going to have this crease around it because I've had it up all night when it's wet. Let's see how wet it is. Ugh. Oh, it's still totally wet. This part, you can see it's still totally wet, but it made it kind of wavy, which is kind of fun because I had the rubber band in it. But as soon as I brush it, it'll go away. But it's totally wet still. After being up all night, it's still totally wet. Alrighty, goodbye. Have a wonderful week. I've chit-chatted way too long. Gotta go put some makeup on, cover these dark circles. Happy Monday. All right, I had a Heavenly Panty video where I had the secret giveaway for my complete Boxy Charm box. Not that many people watched that video, or even less people commented, so your chances are pretty good. There's the URL. The word was interesting, and there are only 13 of you. So, let's see who wins. And you have to be subscribed to me. Alrighty, round and round and round she goes. Where she stops, Kimmy's boxes. Kimmy says, all my flab hung out the bottom and the top. I can so relate. I don't need interesting panties. I need useful. Yeah, those panties. Sometimes they're not so good. So, Kimmy, I think you know my email address, but I will put it below for you. Congratulations. And please get me your address. I believe I have it. I'm pretty sure I do, but I'll double check. But just in case, you might want to send it to me because I'm getting ready to go out of town. So I need to be sure and have it by Wednesday. And congratulations again.